All right, let's go ahead and start. Settle in. Start seated on the mat today. Find a comfortable position on your mat. Close your eyes. Just start by scanning the body, making any adjustments, releasing any tension, trying to keep the body relaxed. The legs, the feet, the waist, trying to keep the back straight, spine neutral, shoulders, arms relaxed, neck, head, facial region, letting go of any wrinkles in the forehead region. And then observing the breath for a few. Maybe trying to make the inhales deeper, all the way into the abdominal region, into the stomach. Making the exhales longer. And then when we feel a bit more settled, join your hands at your heart center. Let's begin by chanting 3 ohms. Inhale. Staying with the eyes closed for a few breaths, feeling the subtle vibrations from the chant, from the sound, and then open your eyes. So for today, we'll be focused on some seated poses. We'll start with some warm-up, some loosening practices. Then we'll do a couple of poses, seated forward bend. We'll do a back bend and then a spinal twist. And then move on to some breath work and some meditation. So let's start with some warm-ups. Let's take your hands behind your back. Hold your right wrist with your left hand. As you inhale, lean back slightly. As you exhale, stretching your back, keeping your back straight, bend forward. Do this for a few more rounds. Inhale, come up, lean back slightly. Exhale, hinging from your waist, bend forward, rounding out your back when you're close to the ground. Keep going. Stretching your back. Let's do 2 more. Bend forward. And then as you inhale, come back into a seated pose. Release your hands. Stop the practice. Do some lateral stretches next. So bring your hands close to your heart center, palms facing down. And then stretch to the right side, opening the right side. Back to the center. Same thing on the left side. Doing some spinal twists. Also stretching the arms, shoulders. Keep going. One more on each side. And then release, stop the practice. Do some shoulder rotations next. So hands on your shoulders, elbows close to each other, and then turning your shoulders. A few more, and then we'll change directions. And let's go the other side. One more. And then release and relax. Last practice, let's do some neck rotations, a chin close to your chest, and then making a big circle with the neck, full circle, in whichever direction you prefer. Take your time, don't rush and sprain your neck. You can close your eyes if you want. One more in this direction, and then let's change the direction, go the other way, making circles, full rotation of the neck, stretching the neck. One more. And then release, stop the practice, keep your eyes closed for a few more breaths. So you won't feel lightheaded or dizzy if you rush to open your eyes. And then go ahead and open your eyes. All right, let's move on. First practice, seated forward bend, Paschimottanasana. Starting position, stick pose, legs straight on the mat, feet together, hands by your side. Try to keep the back straight as much as possible. And then as you inhale, take your hands pointing up, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend forward, hinging from your waist, keeping your back straight, trying to touch your toes or your ankles or your knees. And then bend forward, rounding out your back slightly, trying to bring your forehead as close to your knees as you can. In the final pose, adjust the position of the hands wherever it feels comfortable. Try to push your knees, push your legs so they are straight and on the mat. And then when you feel like you're in the final pose, focus on your breath. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Feel the stretch in your back, your hamstrings. Couple more breaths. Trying to bend a little bit more with each breath. And then as you exhale, straighten your back. Hands behind you on the mat. Quick break. Relax standing pose. Relax seated pose. And then we'll move on. Back bend now. Camel pose. So we're going to come up on our knees. So you can fold your legs one way or whichever method is accessible to you to get on your knees. Balancing yourself on your knees and the top of your feet, top of your toes. Knees are hip width apart. Back straight. And then when you're ready, hands on your hips, your waist. And then pushing your pelvis forward, lean back into a back bend. Half camel pose. Stretching your neck, stretching your lungs, your chest. And breathe when you feel like you're in the final pose. A little hard to breathe here. because of the stretching in the lungs. Bring your awareness to your breath, to your body, feeling the stretch. Couple more breaths. And then as you exhale, let's release. Slowly come back down onto the mat. Relax seated pose again. Hands behind you on the mat, toes pointing outwards. Lean back this time, rest your head between your shoulders. And if you want, you can close your eyes, taking a few moments. Observe the body, the changes in the body. Breath. Noticing any stiffness, any tension, any discomfort. And then when you're ready, let's move on to a seated spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring your feet together, hands by your side again. Now this time fold the left leg and then bring the right leg, right foot on the outside of the left knee. So the right foot is on the mat, on the outside of the left knee. Pull in your left heel, close to your sit bone, make yourself compact. Try to keep your back straight here. And then take your left hand pointing up. Left elbow on top of the right knee or slightly outside the right knee if you can, like a hinge. And then using that to twist and turn to the right side. Right hand on the mat behind you or all the way back on your left thigh. And then when you feel like you're in the final pose, breathe, twisting your spine, looking behind you on the right side, noticing the left edge of your nose. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing, twisting a bit more with each breath. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And then let's unwind as you exhale. Straighten both the legs, hands behind you on the mat. Quick break before we repeat that on the other side. On this side, so I can still see you. Then when you're ready, let's move on. Feet together, hands by your side. Now this time folding the right leg and then taking the left foot, left leg on the outside of the right knee on the mat. So left foot on the mat, on the outside of the right knee. Pull in your left heel, close to your sit bone, make yourself compact, straighten your back, and then take your right hand pointing up, and then the right elbow on top or slightly outside the left knee, using that as a hinge. Twist and turn to the left side, left hand on the mat behind you, or all the way back on the right thigh. And then look behind you on the left side, the final pose, and breathe. Just check and make sure you aren't sitting on your right heel. Just have your right heel close to your body, not sitting on it. Don't hold your breath. Twist a bit more with each breath. Feel the twist in your spine. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And as you exhale, unwind. Straighten both the legs, toes pointing outwards, hands behind you on the mat. Lean back, rest your head between your shoulders. Breathe. Close your eyes. Feel the activation in the spine with the twists. A little bit in your neck, shoulders, arms. Couple more breaths. And then open your eyes. Let's move on. Breathwork practices. Back into seated pose, cross-legged or whatever is comfortable to you. We'll start with some Kapalabhati, some bellows breathing. We'll do 2 rounds. Passive inhale, active exhale, pulling in your abdominal region, your stomach. On the exhale, activating your abdominal region. As always, use caution if you have any discomfort, back pain, stomach cramps, that type thing. Start slow, skip if you're not comfortable doing it. Go really slow, take your time. There's no right or wrong way or right or wrong speed to do it, obviously. Get into a good seated pose again. Relax your body, back straight, back, neck, and head in a straight line. And then we'll do a shorter first round. So make fists with both your palms, placing your hands close to your stomach, knuckles touching each other. Close your eyes. Maybe 20 strokes or so at your own pace. When you're ready, let's begin. I'll let you finish up if you're still going. And let's stop this round. Release your hands. Keep your eyes closed. Cleansing practice, energizing practice. Best to do it on an empty stomach, as you can notice. So do it in the mornings or do it in the afternoons, evenings before dinner. And then open your eyes. One more round, maybe a little bit longer, maybe up to 60 strokes or whatever you feel comfortable doing. Close your eyes. Hands close to your stomach, using your hands as sort of a guide to feel the movement of your stomach in and out. So again, passive inhale, active exhale. Begin when you're ready. Finish up if you're still going. Release your hands, keep your eyes closed. Stay with your eyes closed for a bit longer. Observe. Notice your breath. Notice how your mind feels. And then open your eyes. All right, next practice. Do some alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. Close it to the screen a little bit. So again, this practice, left hand stays on the left knee, left thigh, right hand, index finger, middle finger is folded, tips making contact with the palm, other 3 fingers are open. Start by inhaling from both the nostrils and then alternate breathing to the right and left. And we stop by exhaling from both the nostrils. Focus on your breath, make it your own practice, do what you can. 8 to 10 breaths on each side. Close your eyes, visualize the practice. And then when you're ready, I'll cue for a few rounds and then stop, just to get us into the rhythm. And then focus on your own breath. Let's begin by inhaling from both the nostrils. Close the right nostril with the thumb. Exhaling from the left. Inhale from the left. Close the left nostril with the ring finger. Exhale from the right. Inhale from the right. Close the right nostril with the thumb, gently tapping it. Exhale from the left. Inhale from the left. Close the left nostril with the ring finger. And then continue at your own pace. Finish up if you're still going. Again, remember to stop by exhaling from both the nostrils. Release your right hand, keep your eyes closed. Observe, trying to notice any differences in the breath from the right and the left nostrils. Alternate nostril breathing, very useful practice. Sustained practice shown to help control blood pressure, improve the brain's cognitive abilities, required for things that need a lot of concentration, sustained attention. Also helps us feel calmer. Open your eyes, and then let's do one more round. Same practice, 8 to 10 breaths, alternate nostril breathing from each side. When you're ready, let's begin. Go at your own pace, focus on your breath, let any thoughts come and go. Finish up this round. Release your right hand when you're done. Keep your eyes closed. And again, observe any differences from the first round to the second round. And then continue to keep the eyes closed. Let's transition to some guided meditation. Take a quick moment to check your body. Again, releasing any tension, making any adjustments. Good posture. Relax the facial muscles. Palms can be on the knees or on your lap, facing down, facing up, ideally. And then for today, let's do some silent breath counting. So just counting the breath silently in the mind, trying to bring the entire awareness, focus the mind on the breath, and then silently counting the breaths. 1 to 10. You get to 10, restart counting from 1. If you catch yourself going past 10, no big deal, simple trick to notice that your mind is wandering, losing focus. Just restart counting from 1 at whatever point. Just trying to become more aware of when the mind wanders, when the thought arises. And then instead of chasing that thought, following that thought, just remind the mind to focus on the breath and counting the breaths. And then let's work towards closing the class. Bring your awareness back to your body, to the space around you. Feeling the weight of the body on the mat. Scan your body. Notice your breath. And see how your mind feels. Any differences from the time we started class to now? And then let's close the class by chanting a closing prayer today. Wishing everybody happiness, health, and peace. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Open your palms and then open your eyes, blinking into your palms. Namaste. Thanks for joining.